Danny, congratulations, victory again today. Your thoughts on the performance?
I thought the performance and the game was average, but I thought the result was fantastic. You know, it's 3 points, or it's 1-0, 8-0. It's all about points now. We're on the home straight now, the Big Ten, I like to call it, the final running. Whether it's the top spot we get, or those top 2 or 3, or God forbid beneath that, we need to get as many points on the board just to make sure we stay as high as we can in that table. Because sure, today other teams around us won. We could have been overtaken if we'd lost and slipped up. We didn't, and it, as like I said the other week, it shows the other teams that scrappy performance again against one of the teams near the bottom. We're not going to roll over. We've got to keep grinding out these wins. We want to be playing better than that and performing. But it was nice as well. Hopefully today we've turned the corner for conceding late goals. We conceded a lot of unnecessary late goals this season. It was great for us to hold out. So fair play to the back four and the goalie for seeing that game out. Even though I think we were comfortable for most of it, but we were obviously all a bit frustrated at times with our performance.
You say it was scrappy and frustrating, but was there only one side deserved to win it though?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think Maidenhead would find that too disrespectful. I think we were. It doesn't mean we annihilated them, but if you look at the chances we had and the saves their goalie made, I think a couple of them were good saves. A couple of them I think we should have scored. And then Kwasi comes on and saves the day, and it's hard sometimes as a sub, because you come on and everyone expects you just to turn the game around, the performance and win it. If you're unlucky, for us today he did.
Yeah, was it a case of you thinking it's going to be one of those days with Ashwell making a few saves like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a top goalie, and we've always got to be careful that as much as we're knocking on the door at home, we want to win, that they don't clear a ball, we slip and they're through on goal and then they're 1-0 up. That's football. You've seen how that happens at all levels. So a defeat today would have been an extremely bad result, without stating the obvious, and I think the draw would have been a very poor result as well. So to win, regardless of all the factors around it, I think is a good day at the office.
How pleased are you with the Kwasi Asante as well? He showed that striker's instinct where he just wants to shoot on side.
Yeah, he does that a lot, especially with the manager of the formation. We've been played him on the left a few times. He cuts in and he sort of gives it the eyes and does that reverse shot, and other times you think he's going to reverse it and he goes for the far corner. I think their goalie was blinded a bit to be fair, but it was a ruthless finish, and after that you say to the boys, can you see it out, can you buck the trend of conceding late goals? And today fortunately we did, and I think that last 5-10 minutes it was just as scrappy as the previous 80 minutes, but we saw the game out and kept them at bay, which was very, very pleasing.
Yeah, and a clean sheet for the defence as well. They'll be pleased about that.
Yeah, I think now we're back to the most clean sheets in the league, which is obviously a credit defensively for us, and home sheet, but all that goes out the window if we don't sort of get promotion. So we can have all the stats we want, but we just got to keep getting these points on the board. If we play not very good, we win the game, get a point. If we play brilliant, we win the game. We just got to get these final 10 games chalked off now with as many points as possible.
What was the idea with the manager keeping unchanged side after the draw last week?
He says a lot. He doesn't like to change before unbeaten before today. Were there things that he wasn't too happy with Bournemouth? Yes, but he's a big believer in partnerships on the pitch, whether it be like full back and wide player or 2 centre halves. He doesn't really like to change that unnecessarily, knowing that he can change it within a game, which he did today. So I think it's the first time today we've had the option to leave a couple of lads out of the squad completely, which obviously is disappointing for those lads, but hopefully with a few more coming back in the next 2 to 3 weeks, without naming names, and don't quote me on that, we could have a few more bodies to choose from.
How pleased were you with the midfield options today?
I think Jim done ever so well in there. I think he the manager likes to switch play a lot, and I think that was his frustrations first half, because we kept going back in the same avenue, so to speak, and going back into traffic, and then giving them a chance to clear it and get tackles in. I think we showed second half we were a bit better, because we went into Jim and he did ever so well getting out the other side. I know that's frustrating at times, because you want the attack to keep going, but sometimes you have to weigh out how many bodies the other team have got in the area and get it out nice and quick. So Jim did that ever so well. Kingy and Witts gave us that whip second half, and it was better second half, but yeah, obviously it wasn't the free flowing fantastic football people want to see, but if you ask every family with a 1-0 to end the season playing a bit scrappy, I think they'll take it.
You say there may be some players coming back in the next couple of weeks as well, and that's important with the amount of games coming back, but how pleasing to see Gavin Gunning on the bench for you?
It's great, he's such a big character, he's a leader, he could have been that option today to bring on potentially at 1-0 up, just to shore it up, whether he sits in front of the back four or as a sweeper. He's got that gaff. He decided to go with Curtis in the end, but it was a great option to have. He was a very good player, and as the weeks go on, and more training under his belt, he'll be back to the Gav we all know.
2 difficult away games coming up now in different circumstances, of course. Altrincham on Tuesday, then Notts County next Saturday. Obviously looking forward to those 2 next games.
Yeah, I think so. I think if we go and get a good result, Altrincham, it sets that game up at Notts County brilliantly, you know, for the fans and the rivalry, and 2 big clubs going head to head. It's going to be an absolutely rocking atmosphere, and I think it's on telly as well. So that's going to be. But we can't just turn up at Altrincham and think we're going to get a result. That's going to be really, really tough. You saw today, Wealdstone were 2 up at Stockport at half time, and Stockport turned it round, which is, you know, fair play to them. So I went to watch Altrincham the other week, and they're a very good footballing team, and we're going to have to be on our game to get anything from it.